This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Friday, December 16. In Squiz Kids Today, Santa all set for his big night. France to meet Argentina in World Cup final. The dad who outswam the kids, and our last pod for 2022. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
With only 9 sleeps to go until Christmas morning, the world's official Santa tracking service is bracing itself for what it expects will be its busiest year yet. For 67 years now, the NORAD Santa Tracking Unit has been operational out of its base in Colorado, in the Rocky Mountains of America. Staffed by Air Force personnel and their families, it's a call centre that kids from anywhere in the world can phone to track Santa's progress as he undertakes his epic round-the-world journey on Christmas Eve. Last year, the NORAD Santa Tracking Centre took phone calls from some 53,000 kids from all over the world. This year, they're expecting even more calls and have put an estimated 1,500 volunteers on standby to answer phones and keep kids informed about Santa's whereabouts. The questions kids most commonly ask are, where is Santa and what time will he be at my house? The answer depends where you live. I'm sleeping at my cousin's house on Christmas Eve. Will Santa find me? The answer, he'll find you. Has Santa ever crashed? The answer, no. And am I on the naughty or nice list? And the answer, you'll have to wait and see. There's also a website that kids can visit to keep track of Santa in real time on Christmas Eve. I've stuck a link to it and to the NORAD phone number in today's episode notes. And while you're there, check out a link to a photo gallery believed to be Santa's home in the North Pole, posted to a US real estate website this week. There's no sign of Jolly Saint Nick himself, but an elf village, a cosy fireplace, and a familiar-looking red and white overcoat hanging in the hallway are all evident. Just saying. And as this is our last edition of Squiz Kids Today for the year, can I take this opportunity on behalf of all of us here at Squiz Kids HQ to wish you all a happy and safe festive season. Merry Christmas.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in France, where there were wild scenes of celebration yesterday after France beat Morocco in the World Cup semi-finals to advance to this weekend's grand final against Argentina. After weeks of games in the desert kingdom of Qatar, it's now down to these two teams, and more specifically, 2 players on those teams in the shape of Argentina's Lionel Messi and France's Kylian Mbappe, both ranked among the best players in the world. And while France was celebrating yesterday, the story was a little different in Morocco, where not even the accomplishment of being the first African nation to make a World Cup semi-final was able to ease the sting of their loss. The World Cup Grand Final kicks off at 6 p.m. Qatar time on Sunday, which is rather inconveniently 2 a.m. Monday, our time. That is gonna hurt. France is the first country to reach back-to-back finals since Brazil in 2002, and if it wins on Sunday, it will be the first time in 60 years that a country has won back-to-back World Cups. Allez les Bleus!
Squiz Kids salutes.
And it's a bit of a double-header today because it's the last edition of the year. And first up, a big Squiz Kids salute to Nicolas Santos, the 42-year-old father from Brazil who beat competitors half his age at the short course swimming championships in Melbourne on Wednesday night to win gold in the 50-metre butterfly event. Fellow dads out there, if you're looking for a bit of New Year fitness inspiration, I've stuck a link to his race in today's episode notes. And it's also a big festive salute to 5-year-old Olivia from Queanbeyan near Canberra, who chopped her hair off this week for charity. In front of her entire school, Olivia bravely let her parents chop off her 2 long pigtails, raising more than $5,000 in the process to help people with cancer. What a generous gesture, Olivia. I've stuck a link to video of Olivia's selfless act in today's episode notes because it's Christmas and we like to give. Speaking of haircuts, the time has come to reveal the ultimate hairstyle as voted by you, the kids of Australia. All week, we've been asking you to email in which hairstyle you would get if you could have any hairstyle in the world, and the responses have been epic. Mullets seem to be the most popular by a long shot, closely followed by braids and what we'll call the Hermione Granger, which I suppose you could also call bedhead. And as promised, each Squiz Kid that wrote to us automatically went into the draw to win a year's worth of style cuts for the whole family, plus a family pack of Just Cut's new range of kids' hair care products. And the winners are... from New South Wales, Chloe, who voted for a rainbow braid into a Viking bun. From Victoria, the prize goes to Ashi, who voted for a Hermione Granger hairstyle. From Tasmania, the prize goes to Thomas, who voted for a green mullet with purple streaks and lots of gel. Whereas over in WA, the winner is Logan, who rather adventurously said that his ideal haircut was a bowl cut. And finally, Queensland's winner was Genevieve, who again voted for the Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, saying that it was curly, beautiful, and magic. You've all won for yourselves and your family a year's worth of style cuts, plus a family pack of the Justice Professional Kids range, including Tutti Frutti tear-free shampoo, tangle-free conditioner, and a texturizing wax. Exclusive to Just Cuts salons or available at justcuts.com. Huge congratulations to our winners. Just think how stylish you and your family are going to look all year. And thank you to Just Cuts, where I'll be heading now to sort out my mop for Christmas. This is it, my friends, the final edition of Squiz Kids today for the year 2022. But don't fret, we've got you covered with a bunch of excellent summer school holiday content scheduled to drop over the next 6 weeks. On Mondays, there'll be a Squiz Kids shortcut, a deep dive into a big topic. And then every Wednesday morning, the Squiz Kids superfast supersonic jetliner will depart to a different country in an episode of Squiz the World. And then each Saturday, we'll have a Kids vs. Adults bumper school holiday quiz. Your chance to challenge the adults in your life and prove once and for all that kids really are smarter than grown-ups. Make sure you've subscribed to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app, and the episodes will pop up in your feed as they drop. Merry Christmas!
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Where in the world does Santa live? Yes, that's right, he lives in the North Pole. Question number 2. Which team will France face in the World Cup final on Sunday? Yes, that's right, they'll face off against Argentina. Question number 3. When will Squiz Kids Today be back on the air? Yeah, that's all right, I haven't yet told you. We'll be back on Monday, January 30. But remember, there's heaps of summer content between now and then.
Shout outs.
It's December 16. Only 9 sleeps till Christmas. Deck the halls, people. It's also a Friday, and the final episode of Squiz Kids for the year, which means we have an epic number of shout-outs to get through. So settle back, and let's crack out the old birthday reggae tune to help us out. Hit it. And it's happy birthday today to Sammy from Abbotsford, Zach from Camden, Mick from Caulfield, Addison from Craigburn, Lachlan from Atwell, Elsie from Preston, Chloe from Caringbah, Daniel from Maroubra, Richie from Erskineville, Arlo from Coburg, Isla from Ivanhoe, and Jiwoo, who's listening all the way over there in Korea. And a belated birthday shout out goes to Alia from Woongarra. Not forgetting, of course, those Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday over the coming weekend. Jet from Shoal Bay, Stevie Lee from Wagga Wagga, Mackenzie from Ellenbrook, Justin from Forest Lake, Ethan from Glen Waverley, Lucas from Cusick, Lexi from Vermont South, Joseph, who's travelling around Australia, Heather from Elwood, Nellie from Bradbury, Finley from Balgowlah, Hugo from Tamworth, Vivian from Melbourne, and Alex G from Clovelly. And because a bunch of you will be celebrating birthdays between now and the end of December, we don't want you to miss out, we're punching out extra special Christmas baby shout-outs. Happy early birthday to Nash from Valentine, Toby from Broken Hill, Izzy from Wagga Wagga, Lucy from Green Valley, Lewis from Mount Pleasant, Gwen from McLeod, and Phoebe from Singapore. And our final classroom shout-outs for the year go to Class 3-4R and Mrs. Gillen at Berkeley Vale Public School, Class 1L and Mrs. Lane at Blaney Public School, Class 5-6 J&N and Miss James at St John's Parish Primary School in Cobar, and to Class 6RHE and Mrs. Heidenreich at the Australian International School in Ho Chi Minh City. And a huge apology if we didn't get to your classroom this year. Be sure to get in touch with us when school is back next year, and we'll be sure to give you a shout out. Don't forget though, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. Thanks indeed for listening throughout the year. We'll be back again, as I've already said, on Monday, January 30. Don't forget to subscribe to Squiz Kids in your favourite podcasting app in the meantime to make sure you don't miss out on all our excellent summer holiday content. Otherwise, there's nothing left to say except get out there and have a most excellent festive season. Over and out.